So the guy with the little glasses calls him a bastard, and the blue-haired one tries to calm them down, saying it would be better if he keeps some distance from them, which leaves our MC a little confused, because he says he knows about his own capabilities, and our black-haired boy points out that he never takes back his words. Then the one with the pen of shadows says that 13 should keep a distance, so the unlucky dude answers that he will do so, and our Zero says it is settled, it will be in a team. Of course the glasses guy keeps complaining, but nobody pays him any attention, F for the bro. Now we move to another scene where we see our people sunbathing on a rooftop while 13 is watching the criminal gang written about in a mysterious anonymous letter, saying that originally there were thousands of soldiers in their band and some rank C criminals, but this week they had several accidents, and now only these ones remain. So our MC tells him to follow them for a few more days. After that, we go to Jay, who seems to be building something new, and San asks him to bring 2 packs of spicy strips, and he complains because he is not his employee. At that moment, our blue-haired boy tells Yang to come out and throws the glasses into the air, and Yang immediately teleports to them and does his typical superhero landing. Then he hands over the spicy strips, while San brags that they will not let him enter like H, and TR tells them not to fool around. Suddenly, our guy with the lady killer hairstyle goes flying like always, so everyone laughs at him. Now we see how the bad guys are carrying out their exchange, which is about a mixture in a tank, when suddenly it explodes, and from there comes out a monster that is about to eat them, but they stop it with a button, staying surprised and saying that the next time they are given such a good product, they really will stay there. And suddenly, they are interrupted by our people, who make their entrance an epic presentation while Yang comes down from the sky crashing into the ground, so they say that they are under arrest for illegal sale of biochemical weapons, but the bald villain says to kill them. So the fight starts with Yang throwing the glasses he uses to teleport and take away their weapons, appearing beside the blue-haired one who is shooting at them. Then the bad guy presses the button that activates the monster and orders it to attack. So 13 proceeds to shoot it with his equipment and manages to wound it, but it regenerates, so he pulls out the legendary spicy strips and throws them into its mouth, making it lose control like that. Then it eats the villains and now goes after them. They run toward our black-haired one who is trying to lift San, and he reacts asking what is happening here, and just when the monster was about to attack our people, our MC makes it back off. He says that it is a simple ordinary monster and hits it with a heavy punch, sending it to the city so it starts chasing the people. And an old grandpa comes out complaining, bumping face to face, being caught like that by the monster, but he is saved by our favorite bro who with one blow splits and pushes it, so a thick green mixture from the monster falls on his face. Gross, but he is stopped by San, who cannot keep up with our black-haired guy and scolds him, asking if with those punches of his he plans to destroy this whole area, but he tells him not to worry because he brought his new invention, the magic stain removal wand PLMA 2002 blah blah blah, many more letters, which he is about to use against the monster. He takes impulse with his skates, crashing into this huge hill of a monster and getting stuck like that, but our MC pulls him out of there and gives him a little tap on the stomach so that he comes to and asks him if he is okay, to which San confirms and mentions that he did not select the right power level. Now we see how his invention is proving useful, and so he starts approaching the monster, dodging its attacks like a true professional hero, and he begins to fight 1 versus 1, cutting it several times, and that surprises our protagonist while he gives it the last thrust, making it explode. Now we see that the area was left spotless thanks to San, and the people start to feel suddenly all clean thanks to the invention of our rank E hero, while Yang and 13 are doubtful about what happened, so they go near where the people were applauding and ask Zero if he defeated the monster, to which he says no, that all the merit belongs to San, and they see that he is on top of a girl. She blushes at the glasses guy, and he spits water out of his mouth along with some others. Now we see that San is complaining that they only gave him a few points, since in reality, they captured 2 criminal gangs, so Jay grabs him by the neck and blames him for being a pedophile, to which he screams that he is innocent, adding that he likes a certain girl, and Jay mentions that lolis are not legal. Now we see our protagonist who asks the girl her name and that of her parents, while we listen to San asking for help and being shaken by Yang, who mentions that they will send him to the association after 2 days. when suddenly the doorbell rings and they wonder who it is, and we see that it is our waifu, who asks if they are available, and they are surprised that it is the albino heroine. Now the sorceress tells us that the Genetic Evolution Company has done a charity, giving a home to many orphan children, but it is not so clear that in reality it is to experiment on them, and that the real objective of the charities is to obtain necessary materials to carry out human experiments, mentioning that the girl they saved was one of the experimental subjects, leaving the guy with the lady killer hairstyle shocked. Besides that, she is the only successful experiment. So San asks her what happens to the children who fail, and she only limits herself to saying, "I am sorry," meaning they go with God, while our MC looks a bit serious and asks what the higher-ups have been doing, making the whole place shake with his immense power. So San stops him and our black-haired one calms down, and laughing he comments that his old problem has returned and that he cannot control his temper. So San defends our heroine, saying that if she has not done anything, it is surely because there is a hidden problem. Meanwhile, our albino girl tells us that during these years, they have taken various actions as heroes, but without any doubt the enemy was always one step ahead. That is why she began a deeper investigation, discovering that the enemy's workplace is inside the Hero Association and that it is a person with a lot of relevance and importance, and so she reveals to us that in reality it is none other than the very president of the Hero Association. In another panel, we see the blonde angry, pulling our protagonist by the ear, asking where he stole this girl from, so he tells her that she is a girl he rescued. Yang adds that they adopted her with good intentions, and the little one smiles, charming our blonde, who hugs her and calls her little sister, asking if she already ate and other things, showing her concern for the little one. She also mentions that they have given her all kinds of delicacies, and then the little girl hugs the blonde, despising the other girl as a traitor. So her brother mentions that he has given her strange things to eat and that they want to buy her some clothes and then eat something delicious. Now we see that when they arrive, it says big clearance, and our MC says that at last they will buy some clothes for daily use, and the blonde sighs, saying that it is fine. When they arrive at the store, the blonde realizes that they are not coming in, so they tell her that they have other business and that is why they must leave, mentioning that they will return in 5 minutes, when suddenly behind them appear the Golden Triangle. But before that, we go to a flashback where the waifu tells us that both for the president and for the Genetic Evolution Company, the existence of the girl is very important and they will use any method to have her back. To which she adds the question that if she is a high rank of the association and if perhaps she cannot do something, answering that after this night her life will also be in danger, while San tells her that depending on them is how long they will be able to hold on. So the albino warns them that the bad guys will send some professional assassins, and now we return to the present where we see that our heroes beat the daylights out of the Golden Triangle, mentioning that they are very weak and that the power of rank D is only this. Then the one with the pen factor says that they must return quickly and they run out. When they arrive, his sister scolds them for having lied, saying that they were going to return quickly, asking them where they went because they took so long. At that moment, Jay almost tells the truth, but our MC covers his mouth, hiding it like that, and says that someone will come to meet him, and that is why they must return early, and he wonders where the little one is. So the blonde calls her saying, Momo, and when they see her, they are all surprised by how cute and sweet she is. But our black-haired one asks, Momo? The blonde answers that she loves that name, and the girl says, Pew Pew, and then she asks if she can stay to live in their house, since she will take care of her. That leaves our black-haired one surprised, mentioning that it is still possible that she is in danger, and the blonde, all determined, says, and are you not a hero? And that it should be him who protects them, and with some super powerful cute looks, they make our protagonist give in, who ends up accepting, while the others tell him that he has no principles, and that it is fine since he is the strongest of the three of them, and whispering that he should not forget the matter with the albino, since they must be prepared, and he sends Yang to send the message. But his sister starts to get suspicious, asking them why they are whispering and what they are talking about, to which our MC brings down the calm, mentioning that they will leave first, and they say goodbye. Now our black-haired guy takes them and tells them that they will order something by delivery, and in another panel we see the villain complaining that his lackeys are trash. He also mentions that the strongest were sent after our albino, and his partner tells him to calm down, saying that he already organized everything and that his men are already prepared to act. Now we go to the scene with the assassin who is trying to enter the house of our guy with the lady killer hairstyle, and she succeeds, planning to attack the one who is watching in the cameras, when she realizes it is a simple mannequin and she falls from the scare. When she turns around, she sees masks with mouths, one of them falling on her, while she screams when we see that San turns on the lights and asks who is here. So the woman calls him a perverted demon and stuffs the brush in his mouth, making him writhe with happiness, since that brush is used for hero missions, which surprises her. And she realizes that he is a real pervert, adding how he dares to joke with her like that. So she quickly takes something that looks like a Star Wars sword and almost crying attacks the hero, but he says that that is to bathe during missions, and he screams but from pleasure, mentioning that it is a body cleaning rod, and so he falls to his knees totally naked, and when she looks at him, the woman calls him elephant, calling San like that, and in her mind she only says, "I am sorry, hee." So she bursts into tears and jumps out the window shouting that he is a huge pervert. Meanwhile, we see San totally confused, asking who that girl was and why she was calling him a pervert. But we go to another scene with our protagonist who is lying on the sofa while his sister and Momo are bathing. And in the distance, an assassin is watching them, mentioning that the higher-ups did not specify whether the girl should be alive or dead. And when we realize it, our MC is already behind him and scares him, calling him a pervert. So the crazy guy attacks, Zero dodges quickly while teasing him, calling him a twisted weirdo, to which the assassin says that he is not like the trash of the association since he is better. Besides, he has a power equivalent to rank A, and he jumps again on our MC, but this time he stops with the nonsense and defeats him easily, when suddenly the assassin injects himself with a madness serum that transforms him and makes his power now rank S, so he disappears from how fast he is running around our black-haired one. But when he tries to attack him, our MC blows off one of his arms with ease, laughing at the madness serum, and he also tells us that this one has an immortal body, and he decides to attack him with simultaneous blows, something that for our MC is very easy to dodge, asking mockingly if he only has that capacity, and with just one punch he sends him crashing into a tree, and he also tells him that taking drugs is bad, adding that he should not bother his girls again. Then the assassin says that he can defeat him, but he cannot kill him, and he threatens shouting that his sister and Momo will die someday by his hands, which now really angers our protagonist, who with one look makes him tremble in fear, taking his sword and saying, "Hero? I have not been that for a long time," leaving the assassin shocked, wondering if he is perhaps, and yes, our black-haired one makes him disappear with a single blow before he finishes his phrase, breaking at the same time a part of the mountain. After that, he returns home, and his sister asks him where he went, and he only says that he went to the bathroom outside, but she sees that he is still watching an old movie, and she goes to sleep. Now our MC remembers what the albino girl told him, and it is that within 3 days, the president will contact the Genetic Evolution Company, and that this is a unique opportunity to stop the president together with the other scum who control the Hero Association, asking for his help like that. So he tells himself that soon he will return to peace or he will stop being called Zero. Now we go to another panel where he wonders if he can call himself a hero, remembering the waifu's words, because this could be the biggest fight in the history of City H, telling us that soon peace will return. And on the other hand, we see our people talking with our heroine, telling us that tonight the president will meet with the Genetic Evolution Company and they need more help to finish them. And in that, she presents the rank O'Heroine, who was born in City B and is better known as the Ice Fairy. But in this video, we are going to call her the Twin Tails Girl, and some of her allies must get a sample of the Madness Serum so that the High Rank Hero Association can sentence the president.